Hey guys, welcome back to the Lawrenceville Bicentennial Podcast, the podcast where we talk to the people that know Lawrenceville best. As always, I'm your host, Nate McGill from Gwinnett Magazine. And today on the show, we're talking all about L3. That's Lawrenceville Legacy Leaders. It's a program that involves students from all of the area high schools here in Lawrenceville and gives them an opportunity to see how the city works and even put on their own event, which we will hear all about right now. Let's jump right in. Hey guys, welcome back to the Lawrenceville Bicentennial Podcast, the podcast where we talk to the people that know Lawrenceville best. And today we're talking all about the Lawrenceville Legacy Leaders here with Mehek and Michael. Guys, welcome to the show. And why don't we just jump right in? I want to talk to you guys about how did you get involved? What is Lawrenceville Legacy Leaders and how did you get involved with it? Michael?
Well, my involvement is kind of a funny story looking back on it. So I was born and raised here in Lawrenceville, and I knew about the program kind of because I remember it started last year, and I heard about it, and I was thinking about applying and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So I remember I finished one of my classes. I'm walking out in the hallway, and then Josiah, one of our Impact 46 leaders, he had a table set up, and he's talking to students. And then so my cross country coach was talking to Josiah, and then he literally before I could even say hi to my coach, he was just like, "Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about." And he grabbed me by my neck and just pulled me up to Josiah, and he forced a conversation, and I got to meet Josiah, and it was pretty cool. So from that moment, I learned more about Lawrenceville Legacy Leaders, and I definitely thought that's something I wanted to do.
Yeah, pretty cool program. So basically, you guys are partnering across all of the schools that are in Lawrenceville, and they get involved with the city, get to know about the leadership, get to know about everything going on in the city, and it's partnered with Impact 46. So it's pretty kind of a cool combination. How about you? How'd you get pulled into this?
Yeah, so I'm a junior at the Gwinnett School of Math, Science, and Technology, which is another one of the partner schools for L3. And we promoted the program throughout our school, which is where I got involved and I applied. So I joined last year when I joined as a Lawrenceville Legacy Leader. But this year I'm serving as a Legacy Mentor, which is the second year iteration of the program.
So the members are, that started off last year, you started off as a member, mm-hmm. and then this year you're a mentor, so you're helping the new members through the program.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool. Yeah, that's very neat. So what kind of stuff are we doing? What kind of stuff did you do in the program during the first year?
I remember one of the coolest things we did was we met the mayor, obviously. And
yeah, neat.
Yeah, we met a lot of...
Have you ever met a mayor before that moment?
I remember the last one. She used to come to our school and eat lunch with us. But,
yeah.
I never met her in a formal setting like this one. So that was definitely a
nice.
Cool change. And we met a lot of the council members and a lot of the executive board within downtown Lawrenceville and just running the scenes behind the whole city. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. What was it like to see how a city operates and works? What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's definitely an opportunity that I think most high schoolers don't get to experience, which
Sure.
I feel like L3 is really great for that. Being able to work with City Hall and meet the mayor and all of these people who are so vital to Lawrenceville's success, see the inner workings of the city, that's just it's an amazing opportunity for us.
Yeah, it's different. I'm trying to think back to when I was in high school. I don't think I could have told you who our mayor was at the time. I couldn't tell you who any of the local leaders were. Probably didn't even know senators and congressmen or anything like that. I didn't really know a whole lot until, after, even, I hate to say it, but probably after I was voting, I didn't know. Didn't keep up day to day until much, much later. So this is kind of really good because you get to know right away, who's involved in your city, what's going on, what kind of the programs are. Do you find that you kind of end up knowing even more than your parents and relatives and family about this stuff?
Sometimes, yeah. I remember I was watching the news with my dad, and I was like, I think they were talking about the housing situation or some things going around Lawrenceville, and then my dad was like, "Oh, I never knew." And I was like, "Well, we just talked about it yesterday." So
wow, yeah, keeping informed so you really know. It's ground level, really get to kind of to know what is happening. And you guys have a festival that is completely put on by you guys. What is that about? Maybe tell us all about this Wellfest.
Well, Wellfest is an event happening later this month on the 22nd, and it's literally just a festival dedicated to mental health and just empowerment of people and just making sure everybody is heard, seen, and just strengthened and just, again, fostering that community within Lawrenceville.
Wow, that's pretty cool. What all goes on there?
Yeah, so Wellfest is an event that we created last year in our inaugural year, and it was completely student-led in partnership with Impact 46 and also with support from City Hall. It was an idea that we just had when we were meeting, and then
Really?
Yeah. So with all of that support, we were able to execute it. So
Wow. So you get to see the idea of like birth,
Yes,
and then you
yes.
say, hey, we need to do what was some of the conversation that said, hey, this should be an event? Like, what was the cause that you wanted to support?
So I think with everyone there, all the students from different schools just throughout Lawrenceville, we realized that, the one thing that does connect us, like ultimately, is our city. And so we realized that with students, what we thought we needed at the time was just something to unplug and something to recognize mental health awareness and just wellness, which is where the name Wellfest came from.
I gotcha. Wellfest.
Yeah, so that was really where the idea started. And then again, like with all of the support, we were able to turn it into a real event, which was just like
Wow.
crazy. Yeah.
Well, what happens at the event? You have like music and speakers, or like what's it look like?
Well, we're definitely going to have some game. It's going to literally look like a festival. Just there's going to be plenty of games, plenty of booths.
Yeah.
I think we're not sure, but we're going to have some students up on the stage doing performances, stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome. And this is happening March 22nd.
Yes.
Okay. Very, very cool. Mental health. Like, why is that so important to your generation, you think?
I think just the cultural shift over the years, and especially with the emergence of social media and many other like factors just weighing in on people's mental, their stress, everything, all those levels are just like rocketing. And I think it's important to be there for everybody and make sure everybody's supported and just make sure everyone has an outlet, because if you don't have that outlet, you might hold things in, and just one day you're going to snap or something's going to pour out that shouldn't.
Yeah, you bottle that stuff up. And like you said, social media can just be like a water hose of just information and critique, and, even the absence of a like kind of affects like your self-worth a little bit. So, I mean, I think that's the thing that people don't realize when you think about mental health is like, did you know that man's deepest psychological need is for self-worth? And self-worth is only determined by your performance standards that you hold to a certain, personal level, and approval of others. And so when you're on these social media devices and different things like that, I mean, that's all it is performance. Like, do you like this post? How's it performing? What's going on? And then self-worth, does people like it? And things like that. So it really is tapping into, our psyche in such a deep way, and affects our mental health. So, it's a constant all day thing, and we don't really even think about it. We're just scrolling. So you need a day to kind of check out and go, hey guys, let's call this out. Let's look at this. Let's talk about it. Let's enjoy each other. Let's enjoy relationships that we have with one another in a non-simulated environment, and have a day of it. So Wellfest, March 22nd. That's pretty cool. What else can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so when we were planning it last year, again, because it was student-led, it was a really great opportunity for us to gain some kind of organizational experience, especially with the exposure of being able to reach the city.
Wow,
because it was a city event. So we, that was our task, to contact the local vendors, to find performances, to market to our schools. And so last year was just the start, and this year now we have such a huge group of students who are really dedicated to it.
That's amazing.
Hopefully it's going to be good.
I mean, what an experience to get to like go from concept to like you're making the t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like you're making the logos, you're doing the promotion, you're getting people out to the event, you're making sure that the crowd is there. That's just so cool. I mean, what an awesome thing to be able to do it. So I guess, are there any other organizations that you volunteered with during your time that you can talk about? Like what was going on during your time with Lawrenceville Legacy Leaders?
Yeah, I remember we worked with the Lawrenceville Co-op.
Okay.
And we restocked food pantries, and that was pretty cool to, give back and help those who definitely need it, and just, work alongside others and just promote good.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you?
Yeah, same thing. We did that last year. We did it again this year, and it's really great to see everyone come together. Even, late night on a weekday, everyone wanted to be there. We are giving back in a very tangible way.
Yeah.
And to have such a big organization dedicated to that, it was really something restoring to see.
It lets you kind of know, like, and just gets people more aware of, what we're doing, Path United, Lawrenceville Co-op, like you said, Lawrenceville Special Events and putting the events together, how things work and operate. Because, I don't know about you, but I haven't really thought much about how a co-op works, on a day-to-day level. I know, like, hey, if I want to go thrifting, because I think that's cool, and I'm going to go look and see if I can find something like, on a budget or whatever. That's the way that I know about it. But, literally it's the lifeline for our communities. And without people regularly donating like that, a co-op doesn't survive. So when you get to go hands-on, feet to the ground, and you get to see the lives that it really does impact and support, like that changes the way you think about your stuff and your relationship to things. So it's like, oh, I'm going to get rid of this shirt. I'll just take it to the co-op. Or, oh, I've got some canned goods or whatever. I'm going to take it to the co-op. And it becomes part of your everyday deal. And I don't know any high schoolers that are thinking about that. Just gonna be honest. That's pretty cool that you guys are and able to see that. So let's talk about the Shark Tank competition. So what was that all about?
Yeah, so last year when we were all meeting each other, just introducing each other to the entire group, one of the first activities we did was have like a mini Shark Tank competition.
Oh, very cool.
And so we got into random groups and we had to create a product and promote it to each other. And honestly, it was a great way to kind of foreshadow what the program was going to be like, just because, you're working with these students that you otherwise wouldn't have met, but you do have a common goal, and everyone was 100% into it. Even if it was like a silly competition at the time, everyone was dedicated to having a good outcome, and that's really what Lawrenceville Legacy Leaders is about. And we can see, like, in this program that all of the students they're dedicated to the success of the program, and that's what makes it successful.
Yeah, that's awesome. Who were the Sharks?
Jasmine, who's one of our
okay,
yeah,
great.
she's one of the Lawrenceville Legacy directors, and Miss Parsons.
Very cool. So what was some of the stuff that was pitched? Was there anything just like crazy? Because that's the best part of Shark Tank, when you're like, oh, that's not gonna fly, or that is. Like, any good? What was it like?
It was pretty fun. I remember everyone had like unique things. I didn't sit through anybody's pitch and was like, oh, that's normal. Like, everybody was like, wow, that's
cool.
Definitely out of there. I remember my group specifically, we pitched like a briefcase for college students that opens up. It's your laptop. It's like a stove for you to cook those dorm meals, like your ramen and stuff like that.
Nice.
And it had like all your college supplies and stuff like that. And everybody just had those like uniquely abstract things. But even as far as creativity went, everything was still like, okay, that might actually work in real life, or that might actually be useful or can be used in some regard.
Yeah, just get your motor running, thinking about different things. What did you guys pitch?
Man, mine was like 2 years ago, so
yeah, I got you.
I do remember that they gave us like a baseline of what our product should be about, and so there was a lot of adding on extra things to make it sound better, like selling your product, and then you also get concert tickets, then you also get like
I gotcha.
Yeah,
the marketing kicks in, so it automatically kind of shows you how that works. Oh, that's pretty cool. I remember I had a marketing class when I was in college, and we had to do something very, very similar at Georgia State, and my group came up with a washer that will also dry your clothes, and I think it's a real thing now, and that it was not a real thing then. We failed that project pretty hardcore.
Wow.
Because we spent all the time making the commercial, and then at the end he said, "This is a marketing class, not an advertising class." And so learned my lesson there. So I was like, well, I didn't know. But anyway, coming up with products is always such like a fun and cool thing to do. And it's another one of those things where it just kind of gets you thinking about, like, how do we solve problems, which is sort of what L3 is kind of all about. Just getting the engagement of young minds thinking about what day-to-day issues we're going to come up with ideas to solve, Where do you guys want to be after high school? Like, what is your future plans? How do you think this is going to impact you and your journey as you kind of go forward?
Oh, I heard this question so many times this year. Just senior year stress.
Yes, right.
Well, in terms of like my future career and exactly what I want to do, I haven't exactly narrowed it down.
Sure.
But I know for sure I want to do something with computer science, and I want to go back into that innovation thing, and I just know I want to make something big and like have it be like the next Elon Musk, but the first Michael Abraham in a way.
Right, there you go. So you're looking for a problem to solve, and you're going to solve it with computer science. There you go. Hey, that's good. There's plenty of problems out there. You just got to pick one. How about you?
Yeah, so I have always wanted to go to law school and then eventually go to politics.
Wow.
So this has been a really great experience for me.
Wow.
Especially to work with City Hall. So I want to study international affairs, but wherever that takes me.
International affairs, okay. So David still shouldn't be worried you're going to come take his mayor seat?
Well,
maybe?
we talked a lot, and he told me that it's ready for when I'm
well, there you go. All right. Well, hey, look out, David. She's coming. Awesome. Well, that's pretty cool. So let's talk a little bit about like what other students can expect, because this is a program that, as we talked about, it just got started about a year or so ago. You've got this year kind of going, you've got the future coming. So what would you say to other students to encourage them to get involved with this? Like, what's some things that you might encourage your classmates or your future students, underclassmen, if you will, on how to get involved with this or why to get involved with this?
I would say if you're thinking about applying, then do it. Because if you're thinking about it, that means you have a love for your city. It means that you have a love for your community. And that's really what the program is about. It's really easy to come into the program and see that everyone is really into it. And they want to help Lawrenceville, and they love Lawrenceville. And that's really all it is. So if you're thinking about it, you should do it.
Thinking about it, you should do it. That's really good advice. Really good advice. How about you?
Well, Mehek said it beautifully, but I guess my own little input I would put in is like the networking side of it and just the people you meet.
Oh, yeah.
Because going into it, I guess, like for me, Lawrenceville was really just my high school, downtown Lawrenceville, and then the little area around it. But you know, your bubble just gets so much expanded, just meeting people from all these different schools. I think it's like 5 different schools that make up Lawrenceville. I would have never known. For me, Lawrenceville was really just Central Gwinnett. But
it expands your worldview like immediately. That's so wild how it does that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. What's your favorite part of Lawrenceville now?
I'd probably say the lawn. That was like because it's literally like 5 minutes from our school, so people just walk there or drive there, and that would be the after school spot all the time.
Hang out.
No matter what. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. How about you?
The lawn is a good answer. I was going to say that too.
Yeah.
But I think our politics and like our local politics is very connected. I think you see our mayor everywhere, and they really care. You can tell they really care.
They do. Yeah. We're very blessed in Lawrenceville, and so many great things to do. So many great schools, so many great people, good restaurants never hurt, good places to shop and live. That's pretty cool. So thank you guys for coming and sharing all about L3, encouraging others to kind of get involved. And we don't want to forget to pitch one last time. Wellfest coming up March 22nd. Make sure you set your calendars and get out there and support these students who have come up with this event all on their own. Pretty amazing feat. I mean, I've never done that, so that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thanks for listening. Please share this episode. Share it with anybody that you think would want to hear more about this. And that subscribe button's usually in the top right of most podcast players, are, of course, subscribe to the city's YouTube page where you're probably watching this right now. And until next time, you guys have a good one. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.